Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for July 5th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair closed up, but just by a little bit did create an inside bar, second inside bar in a row due to light volume due to the holidays. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially move as high as 88.25 and hit resistance there. Look for it to move lower and hit support at 87.25. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD pair, this particular pair did close down, filled the gap, the small gap that was created at the open. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a strong bias to the upside. Look for it to, or a bias to the upside, I wouldn't say strong, but a bias to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 126.33, possibly as low as 124.21. Look for some resistance around 126.25, and look for some support around 124.70. Now the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair has an upward movement, is moving to the upside, biases up, did close down for this last session. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 152.82, possibly as low as 149.85. Look for some resistance around 152.50 and look for some support around 150.75. Okay, let's take a look at the US Swiss. This particular pair we have, this pair closed up, but just by a little bit, did create a second inside bar due to the light volume. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 10736, possibly as low as 10562. Look for some resistance around 10700 and look for some support around 10562. Okay, well that about does it for today. Okay, we do have some news announcements for this next session. We have the Australian bank releasing their rate decision, and that looks like the consensus on that is that they're going to hold the rates at 4.5% as it was with the previous, and that's being released at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now we do have the Swiss releasing their CPI at 3:15 a.m. Eastern Time for their June CPI. It looks like it's dropped a little bit from 1.1% down to 0.9%. Not a huge drop, but definitely something to be aware of. Now let's take a look at what I'm looking at as far as trades. We've had basically three inside bars, or two inside bars in a row on three different pairs. So what I'm looking for is a breakout from the second inside bar to the high of it to the high of the first bar. So what that looks like would be selling here, looking to exit here. Be buying here and looking to exit here. So pretty simple setup. Just look for it. The fact that we've had a holiday, the fact that we've had two inside bars in a row gives us pretty good odds that it's going to break out. And when it does, most likely we should see it break out to these other points of support and resistance. So there we have it with the US Japanese yen. Look for a buy at the 88.22. Look to exit at 88.53. Then at 87.32, look to short and look for it to come on down to the 86.97 mark. Now you can do this exact same setup with the Euro USD pair. This particular pair, same setup. I'm looking for it to move to the downside. Well, actually, this is a little bit different setup. We have an inside bar, but it's only one. But I am looking for it to break to the downside at this point. Look for a short and look for it to come down to here. So going short around the 124.82 mark and exiting around the 123.96 mark. Now the pound US dollar pair, nothing really there. The US Swiss, here again we've had two inside bars in a row. So what I'm doing is looking for a break of that to the upside and look for the high to be taken out. To the downside, It's a little bit tighter. Don't know if you're going to be able to actually pull any pips out of it, but looking for the exact same thing. These are actually too tight to the two lows here. The low here and the low here are too tight to really take a profit, but we can look for the buy on the upside, being able to grab about a 90 pip move, almost a 100 pip move if it pulls back. And I do believe we should see that during this next session. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.